is.
mirrors aren't on.
You've made some great progress.
What year is this thing?
Depends on what you're talking.
Huh.
So the Carmen Ghia that's the front is from 63. Engine, pretty much the running gear, is 67. Squareback, or fastback, or notchback. And the body is a 70.
Oh, that is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 70 because he wasn't doing anything in 72. So, right around 70.
Oh, you're talking about the fiberglass body.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Then
built-
that top, I figured out where it came from.
Where?
I mean, who makes them, for what vehicle. There's, so I spent pretty much all day Sunday and, probably 20 more hours researching that body. So I can drive it.
Oh, the board? Oh, it's so you can drive it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Did you run out of gas? Nope, got gas.
That's why I wanted to get this on today. So the top has remote control. And
Looks-
it also has these switches here for if you don't happen to have the remote.
Oh. Oh, the remote for the top, you mean?
Yeah, for the top.
That remote's kind of cool.
Yeah, it works really well too. That's the antenna for the remote right there. That's the control box.
Okay, well.
It looks like I'll be able to step in here. Yeah, the black trim. And black, I've got black naga hide in the pockets.
Yeah,
There. I got black trim around the pocket. I've got to buy more of the trim. I ran out,
Yeah.
but I'm able to show it off.
Okay, I trust
That's where I'm headed. Here's the mirror.
Okay.
Now, were those the original mirrors? Or
No,
they-
there were no mirrors.
there were no
No
mirrors.
mirrors and
Gotcha.
no
Bill
lights.
made this thing.
Oh, so those lights are okay. Yeah, add-on lights.
Those are added on. This base is manufactured. This is manufactured
And
out
what
of a
is- what is
sewer
that?
pipe.
Yeah, what is that?
It's have you ever seen those round drains? I threw away the piece I cut out, but the round green drains you put in your yard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so I cut it down. I put some, I added some mounting spots out of epoxy around here, and then cut the drain part out,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, that's
painted it with plastic paint, and then painted that with engine enamel so it'll hold up to the fuel.
Gotcha. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's the gas cap, if anybody's wondering.
And you can get your hands on it. Yeah.
So lights are
these
one
the
and turn
top.
signals.
No, these are
obviously.
top. This
Oh,
is-
okay.
That's the manual way to. You can hear the relays clicking,
Yeah.
but there's no actuator. That's the manual. That's the remote. So there's
Gotcha.
key remotes you
Okay.
can use. So that's all having to do with that. Neither one of these was correctly installed, so I did both of those.
Gotcha. Turn signals. Oh,
That's
yeah.
the left turn signal.
Yeah.
Notice that all works.
Yeah.
The red light is oil pressure. The green light is
Battery?
battery. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And all three of these turn back here, light up?
Yeah. So there's blinker.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Cool.
Here's running.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I gotta get something to push on the brake.
Yep, got it. Yep.
Because the chokes have to be closed. The old carbureted engine, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember those days.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's running a little ragged. I think driving it around should hear that. I timed it, I put new plugs, points, condenser, and wires on. So I've taken off some of the protective tape. So we want to make sure that we don't let it slide back after we set it down. Might have to pull that back just a little bit.
Okay. Windshield?
Yeah, the windshield.
There we go.
Pull it back. Just
Looking good. All right, guys, so I'm standing here with my dad and with Bill Swickert over here on your right. And so, Dad, this little machine behind you that got restored, why don't you tell us about how you acquired this Dune Buggy and what it is?
Well, back in the 1970, 50 years ago or so, my neighbor and I, Hugh Rosenberg, and I saw an ad in the newspaper for Barris buggies and a fiberglass spray system that would allow us to make dune buggy bodies and boats and all kinds of things. So we formed a company and chipped in about 10,000, 12,000 bucks a piece, and decided to bought the equipment and opened up a plant in Beaverton, Oregon, and there's a picture of it too. And then we had our neighbor Brandstetter get a Volkswagen frame, and we cut 18 inches out of the bottom so the bodies would fit on it, and welded it together. It had a Harman Gay engine in it, and put the body on it, and built the bodies, and then took it to various shows and so forth like that. And that's this one right here. And then after about a couple of years, I decided to move out of the business and go into the details on that. And I ended up with the show car. This is our show car, the Barris buggy here, the best frame. We made all kinds of bodies, and kept that as part of the deal, and stored it in my hangar for the last 50 years. And finally I turned it over to Bill here, restoration company, and to get it ready.
So I'm Bill Swickert from Swick's Restorations, and this machine was in amazing shape when we got it right out of his heated hangar about 7 months ago. We took the body off, we cleaned up the frame. There was a minor rust on it, which was really amazing. When you see these bodies now, when you see the frames and the pans, most of them are rotted out, but this one was in impeccable shape. It just took a little sanding, cleaning up, and then painting that. And then we took the body and wired it for lights, added a few items to make it convenient, like getting in and out. So the top opens electrically and closes, and there's two ways that it operates, either remotely from standing a ways away or inside the vehicle. We put a bumper on the back that wasn't on there yet. We cleaned up the seats and the steering column and steering wheel and just basically dressed it up. The engine components, all the tin came off and was painted. We put points, plugs, condenser, the stuff that makes it run good, fuel pump, and now it runs really well.
Yeah, and we're going to take a little look at this restoration. So we'll just take a quick little walk around here. Some of the things you did. So are these new wheels that
No,
you've got
those
on
are
here, or
the
those
original-
refurbished? So that's
original
amazing.
wheels. Those are Chevy wheels, probably from somewhere in the mid-60s. And they've been cleaned and powder coated.
And this thing, my father and I, that's Mike McGann there, we about died twice trying to start this thing over the last 50 years, right, Dad? Like burn the hanger down almost.
I cut my hand on fire when I was trying to start
Yeah,
it.
it's got a lot of history. So it really needed some work, and Bill took care of it and did just an amazing job. And I can remember this thing growing up because it's pretty much older than me. And some of the stuff you did, Bill, was really creative. Like you've got the way that top opens up, the access to the gas cap, which is actually right here, which you'll see in that restoration. Yeah, pretty slick. Yeah, pretty cool. And so, and you didn't have to do much with the engine, right? I mean, it pretty much fired off once you did all the tinkering and cleaning and...
Yes, it ran right off the bat with a little bit of added fuel in the carburetors. I checked the compression, it was 35 PSI. After I ran it for about 20 minutes, it was 130 PSI.
Wow.
I've not checked it since, but it runs so well, there's just no reason to tear down the engine.
Looks great. Great job.